So hello, this is our project presentation for the project to implement the Ricards Agarwala Mutual Exclusion Protocol. This project is created by Lokesh Singh, Manish Chauhan, Amrish Sahi, Anvesh Bhagwat and Kishore Mishra. So first, little bit introduction of the Richard Agrawala algorithm. It is the algorithm used for mutual exclusion in distributed system proposed by Glenn Richard and Ashok Agrawala. This algorithm is extension of the Lamport's distributed mutual exclusion algorithm, and in future we will see how it is better than Lamport's algorithm. First, little brief about the algorithm. Like it uses two type of messages. First is the request message, then is the reply message, and the communication channel are assumed to be FIFO. A site send a request message to all the other site to get the permission to enter the critical section. A site send the reply message to give the permission to enter the critical section. For maintaining the timestamp, we use the Lamport logical clock, and the timestamp is determined by the priority. Like the smaller the timestamp, the higher is the priority. Now let's take the example. Suppose we have three processes P0, P1 and P2. So here P0 and P1 want to enter the critical section. Both broadcast their timestamp to other processes. Like here P0 broadcasts 8 and 8, and then P1 broadcasts 12 and 12, and here P2 does not want to enter the critical section, so he does not broadcast anything. Then since P2 does not want to enter the critical section, then it send the reply okay. So since the timestamp of the uh, P0 process is less than the P1 process, therefore P1 will send reply to P0 that okay, you have my permission to enter the critical section. Now the P0 has the n minus 1 replies, so it will enter the critical section. And after the P0 completed it critical section, then it will send a reply to P1 that now you can also enter the critical section. So basically here is a detailed overview of the algorithm. Whenever the process SI want to enter the critical section, it will send a timestamp request to all the other sites, and whenever the SJ receive the request from the SI, then it has two choices. Like if SJ is not interested in entering the critical section, then it will directly reply to SI, and if SJ also want to enter the critical section, then it will compare its timestamp with the SI timestamp, and if the SI timestamp is smaller than SJ, then it will send to reply to SI, otherwise it will add it to its deferred queue. That's why it is better than the Lamport's algorithm, as is if SJ is in the critical section or the timestamp of SJ is less than the SI, it will not send reply to the SI. So it will send to reply to SI after exiting the critical section. So the performance of the algorithm in the synchronization delay is equal to the maximum number of the messages transmission time, and also it requires 2 n minus 1 messages per critical section, as there are only two messages, that is request and reply, and n minus 1 as the process send message to all the process except itself. So now we'll see the code. So first we have a process code. Here the process code will generate three processes, namely 1, 2 and 3, and we will see how the processes will execute the critical section in a mutual exclusion manner. So first we have the starting port, then I have incremented the post for the each process. Then we have some tags like process name, and the remote address is the address of the process except the other process. Like if there are three processes, for the process 1 the remote address will be of the process 2 and 3, and also the remote address name and the number of remote addresses, like except one there are two other processes. So we will run this file for the three processes using a bat bat file, which will contain the the command to all these files. Then first we will purposely delay the other two processes, like we want to enter the process number 1 first. Then it will initialize the mutex init function. Now here is the main code. Here if we have a global structure name process info, where it contains the process name, process id, state, timestamp and address. The mutex init will initialize the values of the global info with the parameters that we have passed. uh, then it will generate a thread message listener, and the thread will always continuously running. Then we have a mutex lock function. In the mutex lock function, uh, you can see first we have print the to show the different timestamps in our process. We have print the output in each the process. Then we have set the process state wanted, that the process state that the process of this particular state was want to enter the critical section. Then we have allowed a timestamp to that process. Then process will make a request message to all the other processes, like we have stored in the remote address value. um, and also we have appended their reply to the reply queue. Until the reply queue is not 0, like it is greater than 0, we keep checking whether we have cleared the all the replies. And after getting all the replies, we will exit to the mutex lock function. Then we have mutex unlock function. In the mutex unlock function, we simply set the process state to the release, and then we send a reply message to the processes in our reply queue. uh, and we have removed those processes from our deferred queue. Now here you can see we have different messages function. Like first we have send message, which will send a message to a socket address that we have provided. Then we have message listener, which is continuously running to get the messages. Then we have message handler. Here you can see the main logic of the code. Like if we get a request message, then we check the timestamp of the current process with the asking process. And if the timestamp of the current process is less than the asking process, and also the current process want to enter the critical section, then we will wait the asking process, like we will add it to our deferred queue. And also if we do not held a resource, then we'll simply send the message to the asking process, like you can go to the critical section. And also if the message type is reply, then we simply remove the message from the reply queue. Now I will run the code. So this is the testbed file, which will contain the uh, command to run all the process files. Now here you can see the different mutex init function. Like first the process to initiate init function, then the one initiate init function, and then after the one initiated the init function, it goes to the message listener, and then it will initiate it mutex init, and then mutex lock, and then it will send message to process 3, and then send message to process 2, and then get reply from the process 2 and 3. After getting the reply from the other processes, it will execute it critical section. And after the process 1 will execute it critical section, then the process 2 will execute it critical section, and then process 3 will execute it critical section, and at the end all the processes are done. So here we finished our demo.